Welcome in.
I didn't do my research. I didn't because
It's all over. It's all over.
I don't think I've been this like kind of, like
I
buzz.
don't think he bit my ear.
Hello, let's journey to the middle.
This journey to the middle.
You'll meet them all again on their long journey to the middle.
Welcome everyone to Journey to the Middle. This is Nando.
Yay! That worked out.
All right.
All right, Nando, bringing in the show, my man.
First time ever.
I'm into it. It's good.
He's official now.
Yeah.
I know. We broke his. Well, yeah. I mean, we broke his Journey to the Middle cherry, right?
Yep.
Now you got to start working on the other one now, bud.
Oh.
I'm not offering, by the way, either.
No. Okay.
Hooray! We're post 4th of July and everybody survived. And even though I wanted to murder my neighbors, hooray!
Oh my God, yeah, it was going off like crazy over here too. And like, I follow like the local Facebook page for our city, and people were going nuts. They were bitching, complaining about the fireworks, and then someone else is like, "Oh, who's the asshole that called the cops?" Because a bunch of people got tickets. I'm like, "Your fireworks called the cops, you idiot!"
What? Thank you. Oh my God. So my house, I live next door to these hillbilly fucks. I'm going to drop the F-bomb like right away in the show. So,
Fucky, fuck. There you go.
Fuck. And these people are awful human beings. And they bought their house like 4 or 5 months after I bought my house, and they're just fucking trash. And so for like 2 days before the 4th of July, we kept seeing like random shit being lit off in front of the house. But by the time I'd get to the window to look and see who it was, they were fucking gone. Well, Mike's car got hit by some some of the shit coming off of one of the, I don't know what you call it, but it was one of the big ones that like you put in the middle of the street and it fires it up into the air. I don't know what they're called. Mm-hmm. I don't fucking buy that shit. So, some of the stuff came off of it and hit his car. So we had to leave. We saw it on the Ring camera. And so then we had to leave where we were and come back home because not only are we concerned that there's property damage at this point, but now I know my one dog who has horrible anxiety is probably freaking out.
Yeah.
So we get home. Thankfully, his car did not have any new damage to it, which was a good thing.
Any new damage?
Well, right. So like he still has hail damage from when we had the really bad hail here by my house last year. So that's how we can determine that there's nothing new on it because we see all the old hail dents on it. So there's nothing new there. But the fucking they're lighting them off again the next day, and then the 4th comes along, and Mike basically said the same thing that I'm going to say right now. He said it looked like Beirut in our backyard, like with all the smoke and shit, like rolling in and like all the like stuff going off around. But these idiots next door, instead of lighting them in front of their house, they're fucking lighting them in front of my house again. And I had a bunch of shit that came like hauling at my house. So I called the police. I did. I don't even care. Like I called the police. Now I'm concerned that I really am going to have property damage. Mm-hmm. The police finally do actually come at one point, like, because there were so many people lighting off shit in my neighborhood. It was going on until probably close to 4 a.m. by me. That's like, it was just insane. But so they finally respond to my call from an hour previous, and they're sitting 2 houses down from these idiots as they're lighting shit down. Like I saw and then I was like, well, maybe it's not a cop car. Maybe it's not. And they're just sitting there. And so the idiot neighbor started lighting off more stuff. And as soon as she started doing that, about a second later, the cop just rolls past them on the street, doesn't even fucking say anything to them. And then I can see the logo for my town. I knew it was them. I see him stop down the street. She lights off more shit and he takes off the opposite direction. And I'm like, I was so pissed off. I was going to call back. But then like Mike was telling me, he's like, you know what? There could have been 1,000 reasons why they didn't say anything to them. Maybe they were waiting on backup that never showed up. I'm sure that they weren't just sitting there waiting, blah, blah, blah. But the moral to my long fucking story here, Matt, like same thing, like all the local Facebook pages, people were bitching about it, but it was really bad here. There was so much stuff in the street. Like I saw a bunch of fire trucks that came through my neighborhood on a couple of different occasions that night. Like leave it to the professionals, people. Boomer Stadium right down the street was doing fireworks that night. Like, come on. Get fucking sparklers for your kids. Get the little things that you throw on the ground and they pop and call it a day. Like, I don't need to see your terrible, shitty neighborhood show.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like, I don't know. There was like, you know, that school is like just a block away from me. There was people in the field there blowing them off. I'm like, you're gonna get caught. Right. You know, I don't understand, but and like, you know, I heard of someone shed like burning up like last year because of fireworks, and you know the dogs. Like, I mean, my dogs don't love them either. Loki goes and like hides under the bed.
Oh,
yeah, and he's the idiot barking right now. If you can hear that.
Actually, I can't.
I can't.
No, good. Okay, because the dog barked last week, and I could hear it on the thing. But Caitlin has like a friend over, and I think they're leaving, so the dog's going nuts. But
that's okay. It's just another special guest on the show. It's fine. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Nando, how was the fireworks display out by you?
Oh my god! So we were encompassed by fireworks on our left and fireworks on our right. So like, whenever like the guy on our right would start going, the guy on the left like waited like 2 seconds, and then he would start going. Like, come on, man! And it was like the same thing for you guys. It's like an hour and then another hour. And it's like, come on, dude! Like we're sitting there. Ours
like stopped like dead at 11 o'clock.
Really?
Ours
didn't. It was like they were like done. Like it was weird.
See, they kept on going. I want to say it was like 12:30, 1 o'clock when they were done.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, because we set up outside to watch. We had a projector set up so we can watch Endgame.
Nice.
Yeah, so we were, everyone's out in their lawn, and we're all kind of like spread out, like 6 feet apart, everybody. Like just kind of like, But it was cool because we got the projector, and then like every 3 seconds, you're like, damn it. You want to enjoy the movie, so we're just like, so we just crank the projector as high as it can go, and we're trying to drown out the, the fireworks. But it wasn't bad. Just having stuff on fire over here on your left hand side, kind of thing.
You guys are lucky. Like I don't know about you guys if it's been the same experience by you or not, but like I've been having the assholes all of the assholes in my neighborhood collectively who are doing the shit. They've been doing this stuff for the last 2 months with the fireworks and crap. So it's like clearly the 4th was really, really, really bad, right? Like I'm not even kidding you. And because the weather has been so damn hot out here and there's not really any breeze and shit, you could see the sulfur just sitting in the air. Like it was so hazy in our yard. And like I said, the shit went on until like well past like 3 a.m. You could still hear it all around. And the poor dogs, my one dog who has really, really bad anxiety, she didn't even want to go downstairs off the deck because of like the haze and the smell and stuff. And she was just so freaked out, and then I get stuff. I see stuff on my deck, like all this crap, like all the debris that was coming down. Don't get me wrong. I like fireworks, but seriously, like leave it to the professionals. Because if I see you blow off your hand in front of my house.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I'm just gonna laugh. I'm not gonna drive you to the hospital.
Basically, like I probably might chuckle because first of all, I mean, I probably wouldn't, but I might. And you shouldn't be doing it in the first place. Like, the idiot neighbors were having their little kid going to pick up the stuff after they were done. I'm like, are you stupid? Yeah,
that's so bad.
Yeah. So sorry, I'm totally ranting, but it's just, it was not a super enjoyable weekend at the house per se. Not at all. It was just, I was very on edge all of the weekend because of the poor dogs. So
yeah.
So
well, we had fun. I tore down my old shed.
Look at that.
I made Caitlin. What'd you do?
I'm dropping stuff.
What'd you do? No, yeah, I had Caitlin help me tear down the shed.
Nice.
She didn't even complain about it. She's like, all right, just grabbing pieces and everything.
You want to?
It was an old metal shed, so hopefully, like the scrappers come pick up all the pieces. You know.
I saw you post it too, like on the. I almost said the name of the page. I didn't say it though. I stopped myself. I saw you post it on the hometown page, seeing if there.
Oh yeah, that's how you knew about it. Okay, I'm like, why does she know about that? All right, I got it. No one answered me though.
Are you serious?
Like, who wants this stuff? We have scrappers come down every garbage day is tomorrow for us, and they come driving up and down the road. I'm like, I'm sure someone will come pick this up now, so I don't have to worry about it tomorrow. You know.
I hope they do, because I was going to say, I mean, you could load it up into the car and take it to the hopper at a place not terribly far from where you live. My dad told me about it. It's through the township out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, some of the pieces, like the screws that were in there were so rusted.
Oh.
Some of them are hard to get out. So
sure.
with a couple pieces that are kind of large, because I'm like, well, I'm not going to break my back trying to get this out. And,
oh yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all.
Yeah,
I blame you, Matt.
That's fine. You mean nothing to me.
Oh, I felt the stab in the heart with that comment.
Yeah,
right in the back. Right. In the...
I see Matt at work today, and I can envision him just like sticking the middle finger at me as he drives by. Like
he gives it. Oh, I've done that before.
Yeah, I know.
But I see him from a distance, and I just see him, and he looks at me and gives me this, like, even though he's wearing a mask, he gives me a look. And I'm just like, fuck that guy.
It was a grin underneath the mask.
Bullshit.
I was mouthing off, fuck.
Yeah. Probably. Every time they're like, oh, could you go to this department? He's probably like, is Matt working today? No, I'm not going.
Nope, I'm not going. If he's not there, I'm not going.
Oh, if I'm not there.
No. But, I haven't worked in the past 10 days.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I was off Thursday and Friday, so.
No, but
we were all off Friday, but.
Oh, man. And it wasn't like one of those things where it's like it was planned. It was like I got pissed off at work. You know how sometimes, people piss you off.
Wait, do you want this story to be on the pod before you start into it?
I don't even care.
Because people we work with listen to the podcast.
That's fine.
All right.
And I told my supervisor, I'm like, listen, man, I'm like, there's a lot of bullshit going on here today. I'm not dealing with it. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. Do you want to talk about it? I'm like, no, I'm not coming back after lunch. Peace out. So I left, and I was like, fuck this, I'm out. And I had like 2 days off, like already scheduled. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take off the rest of June. Like, I'm not coming in. Like, I'm out.
How long have you been with the company for?
15 years.
Oh, okay. All right. I was like, if this motherfucker's only been there for 2 years, that's a really old thing to do.
No, I've been there for a while. And I mean, granted, I have like vacation time saved up. It wasn't like, I'm not coming in, and I'm not going to get paid for it. No, I was like, I mean, what am I using vacation time for anyways?
Right.
We do have a little flexibility to just kind of say, I'm taking today off.
Yeah. So. But it's like, when you're surrounded with bullshit, I won't say what happened. But it's like, you know what I mean?
You can tell me later.
I'll tell you later, yeah. But it's like, it's just constant bullshit. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm fed up with it today. I'm like, I'm not having it.
Dude, and if you had the time and you were able to take it, I don't blame you. Sometimes you need to do that.
Oh, yeah. And that's why I was like, you know what? We'll turn it into 10 days off, and then I'll be happy. I'm fucking happy right now.
And then you had to come back.
Yeah, well, vacation time eventually runs out.
Now, see, we, like, at my company, we're kind of lucky. So we just merged with another agency, like, a few months ago. But my company already had the policy where we get unlimited PTO after your first year of service. But they changed it when they merged with the other agency. And it was you get unlimited PTO immediately upon, like, even if you're a new hire, you get unlimited PTO right away. So, yeah, but like caveat to that though is you don't want to be one of those dicks who abuses it.
Right.
And
That's
you don't
what
want
happened to us.
Yep.
you know what I mean? Yeah, like, that's the thing. Like people will abuse that shit. Now, I as soon as the policy changed, I was thankful though, because my mom was sick at the time, and I was taking Fridays off at that point so that I could just like focus and help my dad with my mom. So I have probably a little bit more time than I'll probably ever have again, taking unlimited PTO time and stuff. But it is what it is. Like everybody knew what the circumstances were, but like for people who are not in those circumstances, like I had a person who I used to work with who abused the shit out of that policy. And it was just like, you're going to fuck it up for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, we kind of almost had the same thing. We have a certain bank of PTO, but then we had like unlimited sick time.
Right.
Really?
It was the honor system, and people took advantage of that, and they're like, oh, well, not anymore.
Oh,
now
wow.
we have a little bit larger bank of PTO now.
Yeah.
It includes
we don't have that. We don't have that leeway on the sick time. Now it comes out of our PTO.
Yeah. A lot of companies are like that though. Like I haven't worked at a place where I've had legitimate, like, it's been a few years, but I mean, like it's becoming fewer and far in between where you have places where they decipher between the two, where you have a bank of sick days and then a bank of just like vacation days. Most companies these days, at least like that I've encountered, it's all in one bank. So it's interesting that they moved you guys to that, to that model as well, but it also kind of makes sense. So damn those people who spoiled it though. That's so interesting though.
Damn the man, save the empire.
Right. It's interesting though to hear that you actually had unlimited sick time. Like that's so crazy. Like it's weird that it's that, but like you said, like you don't want people to abuse that stuff. It's just I've never heard of that before. So
well, and they did, and that's kind of why it went away.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm not gonna get into it much, but like with our company, like my first day, I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not a real thing.
Yeah, and then you started and you're like, it is, and people fucking use it.
The good thing I think that happened to me, I had a couple of like, older people that had been there for a while. They're like, hey, it's kind of like like you said, honor system. And, and the problem is I think a lot of, it's maybe not the new people, maybe it was older people, I don't know, but some people started to abuse it. And it's kind of like, man, because when you go in there, obviously, I'm 15 years in, man, I love that plan. Like, what if I get sick on a Tuesday?
Right.
Like shit happens.
Right.
But it's like, no, you got to take PTO. It's like, shit, and it's just like, whatever. I liked our old system though.
It makes, I mean, and it's kind of a bummer too, because God forbid if you get sick with like something like extenuating circumstances,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the shit part of that. That's, for people spoiling that stuff. So shame on you people listening. Just kidding.
I bet it was Matt.
It was not me. It was not me.
I guarantee you, if it was one of us, we wouldn't be there anymore. Guarantee you.
Right.
I don't know, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we both have pretty good tenure at this point. I'm just about 7 years. You're at 15, so.
Oh God, is it really almost that long for you too, Matt? Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know, it's flown by.
It really does.
That's a good thing, though. In my opinion, I feel like as everybody has shit days at work and shit happens sometimes, but as long as like it's flying by like that, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anywho, enough about work.
Well, I'm still technically off of work today, so
You know what I want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about?
The event of the season, guys.
What's that?
I know I watched it. I know this guy over here watched it.
Oh, I didn't. I told you the other day I didn't have time. I didn't. So I don't care. You guys talk about it. I mean, Mike and I have it on our to-do list, if you will. We are definitely going to watch it, but we did not watch it this past weekend.
All right. Well, next time I still want to hear your reaction, even if we talk about it on 2 episodes. I don't care.
Yeah, totally. I want to hear you guys talk about it though, because I have so many friends who saw it. Right. Both like this past weekend, but then other times. Yeah. So
no, everybody was watching it this weekend.
Everybody was.
I kept seeing Facebook posts about it and like, fuck yeah. Now,
tell them what it is.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
So Nando, you said before that you haven't seen the show live, right?
No, I didn't see it live.
Okay. So give me your take on it. Tell me what you thought.
All right. So unfortunately, I think not seeing it live took away from it. That's what I think.
Okay.
I'm not saying it was bad, but I feel that not seeing it in a live setting, just, you know what I mean? Like, it just didn't, like, when you're there, you know what I mean? Like, you're at a musical, like, you're going out, you dress up, the whole, 9 yards. I liked it. I liked the ending of it, but this is one of the musicals that I had no idea, like, what was going on. You know what I mean? Like, zero historical.
Well, you know what's going to happen in the end.
Well, yeah, and the only reason I knew was because Jacqueline told me. She's like, "Oh, it's the duel. Oh, it's," and I'm like, "What?"
Well, it's because they talk about it in the beginning, like the very first song.
Yeah.
The first number they do at the end, Aaron Burr's like, "And I'm the fool who shot him."
Yeah, but see,
and at some point, Aaron Burr's shooting Hamilton.
Right, and I'm sitting here like while we're watching it, I'm like, "Who's Aaron Burr?" Because I'm not a history person at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and when you get the playbill and you get like a little bit of an excerpt, you're like, oh, this person plays this. He went to that school. He did that, blah, 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 whatever. So I'm sitting here and I'm like literally playing with my phone, trying to figure out who Burr was. And I'm like, okay. And then you look up and like you missed something. And I'm like, dang, damn it. And so it kind of, me being out of that setting kind of took away from the whole experience. But I did like it. And I'm going to rewatch it again.
Okay.
So, it was good. It definitely was good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
So I saw someone on Facebook be like, I didn't like it. I'm like, what? You're crazy. Fuck off my page.
No,
I'm with Nando because I am also not a history person, and not because it's not interesting to me, but I'm not a history buff, I guess is the best way to say it. So that's why I'm curious to hear you guys talk about it and to hear what you think about it.
So I'm pretty well versed American history wise. I don't get into world history much. So a lot of the stuff that happened in this play, I kind of knew about already. Not so much about the sisters at all, because they don't really talk about that in history class. So that was new. But I knew who Aaron Burr was. I knew who Lafayette was. I really enjoyed it. Even having seen it in the theater, I was kind of waiting for it to be kind of like, because of like, I remember when I saw it in the theater, and just after like the first like 2 numbers, or maybe the first number or whatever, the very first intro part, I was kind of like, whoa, that was good, and I was just filled with like, wow, that was awesome, keep going. And by the end of it, I was like, oh man, what, this is over? I want more, I really kind of still felt that with watching it on TV. I looked over at Jen after the first two songs, because there was a big, huge rap part in the second one. And I just looked over at her and I'm just like, oof, that was so good. I was amped up, the second half of the place, because I didn't realize how long it was. But I think it's over 2 hours.
I was just about to ask.
Almost 3.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was almost 3.
It's like 2 hours.
I kind of glanced at the time when we were watching it, but I didn't like put it together, like how far into it we were.
But you think about it too, and I'm sorry to cut you off. You think about it too in that length. Like if you're seeing it in a theater, there's going to be an intermission, right? So you're going to have a break from it. So like it doesn't feel as long if you're there live seeing the performance.
There is an intermission, but it's like a 2-minute countdown or something.
Right,
which is great. Yeah.
Yeah. We actually did our intermission before the intermission because something was going on. And we're like, we got to pause this. Hold on. And then we came back and watched like another 10 minutes, and then the intermission came. And we're like, all right. We didn't know that was coming.
We used our intermission for popcorn because we actually had some popcorn set up, and we're like, oh, let's go get some more popcorn.
Yeah.
There's no line, which is great, and you can get our drinks filled up.
But there was so much talent up on that stage. I was just even when we saw it in Chicago, obviously a different cast. When we saw it in Chicago, the talent up there was just amazing. like the guy who played. I will say this about the one versus TV. The guy who played Alexander Hamilton in the Chicago one that I saw, I thought was better than Lin-Manuel Miranda.
No, isn't the one that they're showing on Disney? Wasn't that from like 2016? It was like a live performance from 2016 or something.
Yeah, it's from 2016. So it was the original cast. Leslie Odom Jr., who was Burr.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, who's like just blowing up because of that play.
Yeah.
The guy who played Lafayette, I don't remember his name, and I meant to look it up first, but he's on the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. He plays Kimmy's boyfriend on like later in the season or second season or something.
Okay.
So he's from that. And I don't really know. Let's see. We had Wayne Brady play Burr when I saw it in Chicago.
Oh, that would have been cool.
He was pretty good. It was actually, I'm like, well, this kind of is right up his alley, you know?
Yeah.
So he was very good in it. And the cool thing about it was when we saw it in Chicago you're not supposed to you can't have your phone out or anything like that.
Right.
But Brady was like, part of the negotiation of his contract was to raise money for a certain charity that he wanted. And so at the end, he's like, all right, he started doing kind of a, whose line is it anyway thing. He's like, all right, give me, starts talking to people in the audience. Give me something that you want me to sing about or whatever. And how much are you going to donate? And so people did it, and he would do it. And he's like, go ahead and record this. And he let everybody bring out their phones, record it. I got it somewhere like saved. But he did like some great songs and everything. And like, someone's just like, I just want you to sing like this to my wife or something. And he's like, fine. He's like, I'll give you $100. He's like, I would have done it for 20, but give me the 100. But
and how was he collecting these donations?
He had a hat and people walked it up, or they had, if you were in the balcony, an usher would get it.
Nice. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure people actually like fucking legitimate.
Yeah. No, they really did. Yeah.
Good.
I would have done it for a picture, like a little.
Yeah.
I'm a big picture guy.
People take pictures and stuff after the show ended. But yeah, that was like right after. I think I saw it like right after. I think it was Mike Pence went and saw it in New York or something. And I don't know if you guys remember that the cast had something to say to him while he was there.
Yep. Oh, I remember.
It was like right after that. And so the cast in Chicago like reiterated that while we were there too.
That's right. I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. But now that you mention that, I definitely remember when that happened.
Not to take a political stance on anything.
No.
I mean, it's cool to. I will. Yeah, exactly.
What?
Exactly. What did you say? I don't know what you said. Good thing I can read lips, boys.
Anyways, back to Hamilton.
So talking to me who has not seen it yet, like my friend Ruben saw it and he saw it several times and he loved it. Like he fell in love with the soundtrack and everything. So what for you guys is like the most standout? Like, is it the way that because the whole thing is pretty much like a musical production, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what really kind of like drew you guys in the most? I would be curious to know.
Go ahead, Nando. You first.
All right. So for me, I love like, musicals, plays and whatnot, but it was different in the fact that like I think Matt kind of alluded to it. There was like some rap stuff in there, and I'm not a huge rap guy, but I'm like, man, like this is good. You know what I mean? Like it was actually like really good rap, and like plus it's history, and like you got like, I mean, obviously the 4th of July, just happened, Declaration of Independence. Plus it's, you've got historical figures in there. To me, it was like, man, like this is like the perfect time to be watching this.
Yeah.
It's like they planned it for July 4th weekend or something.
Almost like they planned it.
That's odd.
Plus, I really liked. I don't remember. I should have written down who played Jefferson. I really liked his character. Like obviously, like who was singing from. I mean, he was really good because he was like cocky, and like me looking back, I'm like I always picture like Washington, Jefferson, like all these guys kind of be like, oh, pompous, arrogant, whatever. But he was like a cocky, like, dude, man, like this is how it's gonna be, blah blah blah, whatever. And then like you got some cool rap songs going on. I'm like, all right, man, that's pretty cool. I like that. Well, that's what did it for me. It was completely different from what I expected.
It looks like it was David Diggs.
Oh, yeah. That's
played,
right.
He played. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go on.
It's okay.
No, but I like I said, it was a great cast. I'm not a good singer at all. I'm a math guy, so I appreciate like people who can sing, who have musical talents, and just the whole, like I said, because it was different. Like I said, I've seen Wicked, I've seen In the Heights, I saw the Book of Mormon, but it was cool to see something historical with like a different twist to it. with the rap.
Yeah,
I thought it was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I just, the talent that was on the stage was just phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, Lin-Manuel Miranda is the weak link amongst everybody in that cast.
Really?
Yes, he should stick to writing. He's not bad, but he's everybody on that stage was far better than him.
I think he was spread a little too thin, because wasn't he like the writer too?
Yeah, he wrote the play.
Yeah,
musical, whatever. But yeah, the guys that were rapping were fucking legitimate, awesome rappers. Mm-hmm. I mean, it wasn't like hearing your dad rap or something like that, or someone who doesn't rap. It was like you were listening to fucking Kanye West rap or Twista. The one guy sounded like Twista to me.
Yeah.
And like he's like a real. It's probably Dana doesn't know who the hell that is.
I've heard of them, but like okay. I don't listen.
Like hearing like some really good fucking rappers up there, just doing it, and they did it. They rapped in conversation, and their flow was just perfect. And the singing, like there's the Eliza sisters in the thing that like two of them are in love with Alexander Hamilton. One of them marries him, and the other one like just kind of longs for him the entire time. Mm-hmm. They both were phenomenal singers. They were like, the fucking, oh man, see, I tried to think of names. Idina Menzel. They were like her level singers, and they were so good.
Wow.
Yeah. Just after the one sister, I forget which one it was, but after hearing her sing at one point, I'm just like, I need a break. Whew.
You start sweating a little bit.
Like, oh, that was so good. That was so good. Encore. But yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Matt. Please continue. I was going to ask you another question, but please go on.
I was just going to reiterate my point and come back from the beginning and be like, the talent was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was curious. Did you have the kids watch it with you, or was it just you and Jen watching?
Yeah, no, the kids watched. So I think I've told you this before, but Caitlin has seen it. She went with Jen. Jen's actually gotten to see it twice.
Oh, cool.
But she went with me, and then she took Caitlin as kind of a, hey, birthday or something gift. And so Caitlin is already in love with it, and
cool.
has listened to the soundtrack over and over and over and over. And I had to look at her during this and be like, to stop singing. I want to hear them. So because she was singing, she was right along with it. She knows all the words. And Izzy, I don't think she was as into it as the rest of us, but she liked it too. But she's also listened to the soundtrack 100 times over with Caitlin.
Okay. Well, that's and Izzy's a little bit younger too, right? So I guess I can understand why she probably wasn't as into it,
Yeah, her attention span starts to fade as soon as it starts. So
as soon as it starts. Nice.
That's where she's at right now.
She's a preteen, man. She's getting to that point.
Yeah.
Now, Nando, you said that Jacqueline watched it with you too, right?
Yeah.
Did she enjoy it like you did?
I think it was kind of like the same kind of experience, because when you're so used to like going out to like that setting,
mm-hmm.
And then because I was like, man, I'm like, did you catch that? Like, who is this guy? And then she was like, kind of like, she knew more about this than I did.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Hands down, knew like so much more information. She was like, how do you don't know about this? Like, how do you not know Lafayette? Like, what's wrong with you? Didn't you take U.S. history? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm also like 7 years older than you. So like high school was like a long time ago for me.
I'm sure it came across a test at one point, and I probably got it wrong.
Last century, maybe, you know, like I don't know. So yeah, like it was like legit almost like 20 years ago. But it was like, you know, more fresh in her mind. So I would kind of like look at her and be like, what's going on here? Who's that guy? Who's this guy? Like, is that Washington? Like, you know what I mean? And like, I think she kind of like found herself trying to explain some more stuff. And she was like, oh, no, we missed this. But at the same time, you know, you don't want to stop and rewind it because you take away from the performance.
Sure.
You know, so obviously she liked it too. But I think on our next go around, because there will be a second round of viewing, I think we'll appreciate it much more than the first time.
Nice.
You know, because you won't have me like, well, now I know who Burr is. You know, now obviously that guy's
in the theater that's going, what just happened?
Right. What's going on? I don't understand. And it's like Matt said, you know, like if you miss the first or second song, you know, it obviously comes back towards the end and like, duh, and then you miss it and then you're lost the whole way through.
I gotta ask you what you thought about the King.
I loved the King. I loved his portrayal of the King. It was great.
The King is amazing. Dana, I'm not going to give it away, but it's amazing. It's like the funny part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The guy walks out. So he's playing the King of England, and it's just so funny.
He probably has like 3 minutes of like, you know, screen time or whatever, right?
Oh, more than that, because he does a whole number.
Oh, yes, that's the song. Yeah.
Back, does another one, and does like a small part where he's kind of sitting on the side of the stage.
Yeah.
It's really good.
But he was funny. I like the King.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for not spoiling it for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
No, Mike and I will definitely have to catch it. I mean, you know, it came out in 2016 anyway. So like, you know, I think it was 2016. So I remember the job that I had at the time, like, I'm not going to name the company name, but I was their marketing manager, and one of the other pieces of the business, we were trying to sell tickets to the show. And I remember like, we didn't wind up getting tickets for when it first fucking like, you know, came out. And I think we wound up getting tickets to it for like a month later or 6 weeks later or something like that. Cause it was, you know, it was whatever. It was a poorly managed deal. But I remember all the hype behind it and you know, the ridiculousness and seeing how much people were paying for tickets, like if they didn't get them right away through the box office and stuff like that. So, I mean, and it was like that for a long, I mean, pretty much for the majority of the run, I feel like. Maybe not as much like toward the last few months, and I could be wrong, but I know the hype around it and just, you know, how much people really enjoyed it. It was just, I know it's definitely worth watching for sure.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think I got my tickets like when they came to the second they announced they came to Chicago, I'm like, when are tickets going on sale? And I got them right away. But like I got in the queue for like Ticketmaster, you know, and like I ended up getting like, I think it was like August or something like that when they were starting here in like November, some crazy thing like that. So I had to wait like, you know, half a year to go.
That's exactly what it was too. You're right, because the tickets went on summer and the performance went on sale in the summer and the performances weren't. That's right. That it was like all performances when it started.
Yeah.
Wow. How did you manage to get into the queue for that? Because that shit was like impossible.
Yeah, it was.
I got lucky, I guess. Like I even had time to like confirm with my wife that like I'm going to spend this money on this, and I ended up only. I think they were like $80.
That's I was just about to cute. Yeah.
The cheapest I saw was like $200.
Not if you got in immediately when the show.
Oh my God.
What kind of seat? No, first of all, which theater was it at again? And secondly, what kind of seats did you have?
It's the theater that's changed name 100 times. I don't even know what it's called right now.
Not the Chicago theater, right? Obviously not the Chicago.
No, it's the same one where they had Book of Mormon.
Oh, okay, yeah. Fuck, I can't remember the name of the theater now.
It's changed names like 3 or 4 times since.
Yeah, it's like 3 blocks away from there. It's in the same little.
Yeah.
It's in the theater district, right down a few blocks away.
I don't know what it's called, PNC Theater or some shit right now. I don't know.
I think you're right.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of seats did you have?
They were in the balcony. They weren't great, but we could see just fine.
That's awesome.
It's still not a big theater, so.
See, I've never been to that theater at all, so that's good to know that the balcony seats still weren't terrible.
No, that's fine. I mean, they had the thing was I jumped different dates because some of them were like obstructed view. I'm like, I'm not going to this with an obstructed view.
Totally.
So because like they got beams like right there, like
right.
Maybe only see half the stage. If you get one.
And you legit can't see with that.
Yeah, and it would suck then because I mean, the stage is pretty significant.
Yeah, but
so you would have missed a lot.
Performance, you know what I mean? Like that's it. That wouldn't have. No, that totally wouldn't have made sense.
Yeah.
That's good that you were able to have the choice to, check out a few different dates. That's awesome that's really cool that you were able to see it like live and then you were able to see this,
I think part of it is I didn't jump into like the first month of the show. I'm like, I'm going to go in a couple months and start looking for dates.
Sure.
Because everyone else is probably like trying to go see it right away. And that's part of it.
Right.
So.
No, that's awesome. That's good.
So next showing that comes up, we're gonna get Matt to buy us tickets.
I mean, that's exactly what I was thinking too.
I did, when I went to Fleetwood Mac, I did pretty well with that. I had to like jump around dates a little bit to get something I could go to and moving the seats around.
Yeah, I think Matt's got a horseshoe up his ass, so we'll totally make sure that he's the one that gets his tickets for stuff.
I get very particular about where I sit. I'm like, I don't want to pay this much for something and have a shitty seat.
You know what? I get it, man. Like that's how I felt when my sister and I went to go see Madonna. I was like, if I'm gonna go see Madonna one fucking time in my life, I'm not gonna get. Now, granted, we had floor seats and we were probably like. We weren't all the way back toward the doors. It was at the Chicago Theater, but we were probably about 3/4 of the way back in the floor, but still like we had a good view. We were still able to see everything on the stage. And I was like, I'm not going to fucking sit in nosebleed at the Chicago Theater for this show. I've done it at other auditoriums before or like theaters for shows and it was not enjoyable. So
yeah, the Chicago Theater is not bad. If even on the balcony, if you get like one of the first rows,
right.
It's still pretty good.
Yeah,
I've been there twice and I sat in the first row of the balcony and it was great.
If you're able to get those kind of seats there, it's good. But if you're like further up than that, then it's kind of, in my opinion, I can't justify that. Not for me anyway. I mean, I did that before. There was a show that I saw at the Auditorium Theater like 10 years ago where we had those freaking nosebleed seats all the way up there and it wasn't enjoyable. Plus like I get a little twitchy. I'm not super afraid of heights, but at the same time when you've got those really weird and when you've got those weird steep stairs going up to your seats in those areas, like it's a little bit overwhelming. Even like when Mike and I went to go see Elton John last fall, they had those weird steep seats and we were in the first row. Like in that section, but it was like that shit still scares me. So I try to avoid that at all costs.
Yeah, I think that like if you get inside a stadium, like United Center or something like that, and then you end up all the way at the top, it's a little like, oof. Like those things go like straight fucking down.
Yes.
Like Soldier Field, you're like,
yeah, you start feeling it in your head and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, because when Mike and I saw Elton John, it was at this, I'm the Phi Serve in Milwaukee, which is a United Center. And we were up in that, highest tier of seats. And it was just exactly how you described. And I was like, oh, fuck. If I drop anything over, like, this is going to be bad news bears. This is not good.
I drop my beer, someone's going to die.
Well, fuck, what about my phone? You know what I mean? Like all the shit goes through your head.
Okay.
And then you're like, oh my God, what if my coat fell? Or, what if I tried to grab something and I fall over? And all the terrible thoughts that could potentially go through your brain went through mine. So
your phone's like lodged in somebody's head or something. Like, I found your phone.
Yeah, that's really cool though. I'm glad that you guys were, that you guys made the time to catch it. I just, I didn't. So
Dana.
it's all good.
Right. You can talk about it next time.
Yeah, I'm still here for the commentary, or maybe the time after that, depending if I watch it or not this week.
Now, I was just thinking about something since Nando is like bringing in the show and everything like that. Nando, you forgot something.
Oh, what did I do?
You forgot.
Our sponsor.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that too.
We were so engaged in conversation.
Yeah,
We were.
I dropped the ball. I'm sorry, guys.
It's all right. So we should pause for that now, real quick, for words from our sponsor.
You gonna say their name, Matt, before we pause for those words?
Go for it. I'm not the only one here.
I don't remember their name.
You don't? Oh,
I do.
Here's some words from Luna Isol Boutique.
That's it. Okay. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rocio, and I am the owner and maker at Luna Isol Boutique. My bows are customizable to fit all ages and styles. They are specially designed to stand out, and you won't find these bows anywhere else. All our products are even tested and approved by a tiny 3-year-old fashionista. If you want something unique and eye-catching, check out our styles on Facebook and Instagram today.
Okay, we're back.
Yay!
I will do my best to commit that name to my memory too.
Yeah, you're new around here, so
it feels like sometimes.
I would be yelled at if I didn't remember those names because they're my nieces.
Oh, are they? Oh, yeah. Okay.
You're not supposed to say that.
Oh, sorry.
Can't tell our
bleep,
secrets.
Bleep, 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 bleep.
Edit.
Right.
I might do that.
Do it, yeah. Why are you guys missing like 4 minutes? That's so
right.
weird.
4 minutes.
They make super cute stuff, Nando. So right. I think it's okay. Wait. So I just said Nando. I said Nando last time. So how should I pronounce it? Nando or Nando?
Oh, I'm good either way.
We go back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I don't like to do that because I'm like a stickler with that because my name is Dana and fuckers call me Donna or Dina or Diana. And I'm like, I don't see an E or an I or a fucking O in my name anywhere. So like, that's why I get kind of twitchy about that. So what would your preferred pronunciation be?
I'm good with Nando.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Then Nando it shall be.
Yes.
See, I usually say Nando, and if I'm with other people and they start saying Nando, then I start saying Nando. Yeah. I generally say Nando.
I'm glad I caught myself too because I'm very like, yeah, I'm sensitive about that for other people's sake. So
it's closer to Spanish. That's why.
That's
Fernando. That's why.
That's why. Okay, and that's exactly what I figured too. So I
can't do that R. Just can't do it.
It's years of practice.
Can I tell you my kids? So I told both of you guys. Izzy took Spanish in school. They started in kindergarten and it's going all through junior high and everything.
Awesome.
So she's going into 6th grade. So she's basically fluent at this point. She speaks with an accent when she does Spanish.
Oh, hell yeah.
All of her teachers have been like either from Mexico or from Spain. So she's got an accent. It's crazy.
That's awesome, though.
That is really cool.
I only took Spanish in high school, and I was in Spanish National Honor Society and all that fun stuff, and I was like a Spanish tutor in high school and stuff like that. But like, I miss it. And so, obviously, like I can't go to a college campus now and do it. So I think I need to finally bust out my Rosetta Stone and do it again because I love the language. And I love that your daughter is like fluent in it at this point. That's awesome.
Yeah. She doesn't like to speak it around us too much. But
she doesn't want to shame you because you don't know how to speak it.
I mean, I can pick up enough to know what she's saying.
Sure.
She just doesn't want to do it. She was with some of her friends who were obviously in her Spanish-speaking class, and I was talking to the mom, and I'm like, "Yeah, she doesn't speak Spanish around us," and she's like, "Oh, she does a little bit over here." they speak it. They speak it in their house.
Oh, okay.
She said something to her kid, and Izzy answered, and she's like, "Oh, I forget that you know Spanish too."
I love that. One of my favorite memories from high school. Like I said, I did the Spanish National Honor Society. I loved it. I thought it was cool. And they had Senorita Letter had this like dinner for us at Pablo's in Crystal Lake, the one, before it like closed down.
It's open again.
Not the same location though.
They're somewhere else.
Yeah, they opened it off of like 31 and 176, I think. But I remember we brought our parents to that, and it was really cute because it was, like my mom and I talked about that a few months ago. Like she remembered that, and I totally forgot that she was at that dinner with me.
Cool.
It was really, really cool. And it was just like a nice, because I think there was maybe like 10 of us who were in the honor society. And it was a cool way to, to be able to like continue to be fluent and use the language instead of just, taking a test and passing it with an A, So I think that that's really cool that your daughter is engaging with, with friends and their family. That's cool.
I took Spanish in high school too, and she passed me up probably by first grade.
I did.
I remember words and phrases. I was bad at it. It just wasn't my deal.
Who did you have in high school? And did you do the 2 or did you do just the 2 or did you do all 4 years?
No, I just did 2. I was like, okay, that's as far as I'm going. I feel like it was Limon.
Oh, Senorita Limon. Yeah. I love her.
I still remember her stupid what was that? Limonada?
Nada.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That was it.
She married my choir teacher.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're still married. I'm friends.
Wow.
I'm friends with my previous choir teacher on Facebook, and he had us in chorus. He had us sing at their wedding, which was fucking cool. I was like 15, and he had all of the chorus singing at his wedding, which was really, really cool.
So you're friends with teachers from high school. You were that person.
I mean, like, it's not like we're hanging out.
Okay. Yeah.
Dang it, I am too.
Thank you, Nando. And I'm friends with one of my college professors too, who was like and he's an incredible human being. So I love that. I love that I'm able to do that.
See, the people I had in college were like old and probably don't know what Facebook is yet, or they're not around anymore.
Well, Tim, my college professor, he was like
first name basis.
Yes. Tim and I are on a first name basis. We have been for like 20 years. We used to, because he was friends with my one media teacher, and we used to go on smoke breaks. I'd be in between classes, and we'd all go out and have a cigarette together, and that's how I met Tim. And then Tim and I became friends after I took his business comms class in the summer. Really nice guys. He and his partner, like, they're such nice people. It's awesome.
I don't mean to put Nando on a wall because he can't participate in this conversation, but do you remember our high school reunion and some of the teachers showed up?
I don't remember that. Who showed up?
Mrs. Hartnett.
Did she? No, see, I wonder if I was gone.
She was like my favorite teacher I had there. I
loved Mrs. Hartnett. She wanted me to be on the debate team.
Yeah, she was there. And she remembered my name and everything. And I'm like, what?
Get out. How early in the evening did she show up?
I think it was pretty early because I remember seeing her right after I got there because I hadn't even gotten to the main room yet.
God damn it. It
wasn't the first night. It was just because we had a big weekend thing.
Yeah,
it wasn't at the bar. It wasn't at Fire Bar. It was at the other one.
Oh, so it was the one at the cottage.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I wasn't there that night. I wasn't able to make it that night.
Oh, okay.
And
I pulled up to that because she heard about it.
Well, yeah, because we were trying to get some of the faculty to come.
Yeah.
Was she the only one, or who else showed up there that night?
One of the coaches did. I don't remember. I think it was Pecoraro, maybe.
Oh, that's right. Mr. Peck was there. I remember hearing about that.
But my point being is that I still call her Mrs. Hartnett.
I mean, I get it.
Mrs. Hartnett, how are you doing? And she's like, you can call me. I don't even remember her first name. She's like, you can call me that. I'm like, no, that's weird.
Well, see, but even okay, so when I was in college and I was taking my courses, Will, the one teacher that
Humpa?
What?
Humpa?
No, oh God, Mr. Paul Humpa. I remember him.
Oh, Paul was okay.
He's the principal now. No, but when I was in college, I I remember that my teacher, at least a few of them were like, call me, you know, so-and-so, instead of their like Mr. So-and-so or Mrs. So-and-so. Right. Some of them were like that. Like in high school, I feel like Mr. Kingston was such a cool guy. Like if somebody called him Craig, I think he would have been cool with that. Yeah. I don't know.
All right. I don't want to get into that.
No, wait, what were you going to say?
He had some controversy a couple years ago.
He what?
He had some controversy a couple years ago.
Uh-oh.
Get the fuck out. You're going to have to tell me after we stop recording.
I will say this. It's not like you're thinking.
No. I don't think I vaguely remember.
Not like he slept with a student or anything. It's
no. I didn't think it was anything like that either. I vaguely remember hearing something, but I don't remember exactly what it was. So you'll have to tell me. You'll have to refresh my memory.
As we say all their names on the podcast.
That's right. We know about your secrets.
Yeah.
Well,
anyways.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to Eisenhower. It's in Blue Island, Illinois.
Ah.
Yeah. I'd like to say that it was a good high school when I was there. It's not a good high school anymore.
Oh, really? That's too bad.
It's terrible.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
I think our high school is still pretty cool.
I'm sorry?
I was saying I think our high school is still pretty cool.
I think so too.
Like, it's a good school.
Well,
my kids aren't going to go there, but.
Oh, no, because your kids are going to go to South.
Ooh.
Well, I know that they had some, like, not controversy at the high school, but, like, one of the girls was part of the DACA program. Do you remember that, Matt?
Yes.
And, like, they had to pull her out of school because they, like, when all the shit started happening last year, but then, she's thankfully now, she's able to, like, stay and all that stuff, so.
Is she? I hadn't heard an update on that.
I thought I read something about that not too long ago. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought that I read something about that.
Yeah, I know the community really, like, after that story came out, really, like, went into support for her. So
big time. Yeah. I mean, it's I that's unfortunate, Nando, that your high school is not so great. You know, I mean, I guess it happens. You know.
But I actually I remember it fondly. Like I was always, happy when I was there. In my mind, I was like a cool kid, even though that's so not true.
Oh, I'm sure you were, though.
No, I wasn't. I was such a nerd.
He still is a nerd.
I am a nerd.
Come on.
But like, you know what it's like when you're walking through those hallways and you're like, man, I'm the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's such a great like confidence booster, and just to get through high school, and you're like, man, like. I'm pretty badass, and then you look back and you're like, oh man, I so was not badass.
I never thought you were. So
I have this. So I when I started working, where we're at now, I started going to school part-time for my college career.
Oh, nice.
I call it career because I was there for a long time.
That's okay. There's no shame in that.
No, I know, right? There's no shame. But my teacher actually ended up being my advisor.
Get out of town.
Yeah. And like, every year, because he was my advisor for like 7 years, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We would like, email and meet. And like, so the last year that I finally went up to see him, he was like, man, he's like, I remember when you came up here like 7 years ago, you were a young man.
Aww.
And you were thin. I'm like, wow, thanks. He's like, well, I just call it how it is, man. You're going to graduate. Who cares?
You were thin.
And you were thin. I'm like, well, you're supposed to drink in college, right?
Right. This is my freshman 15.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't get rid of my freshman 15.
Oh, man. But I loved high school and I loved college. All 15 years of them.
You know what though? I feel the same way. Like obviously, like you're an angsty fucking teenager in high school and shit happens, but like for the most part, I had really good experiences in high school, and I definitely like look on it I'm gonna use your words, Nando. I look at it very fondly, like. Yeah. Because it's even weird to me now, like some people sometimes will reconnect and they're like, you were so cool in high school and you were just such a good person and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? What? Not that I think that I was an asshole in high school, but like, it's nice to hear that because sometimes you know, sometimes you wonder, like, was I really as big of a dick as I think I could have been or might have been, or, you know, and I feel like for the most part I was not.
Yeah.
Nah.
I'm kidding.
I try not to be a dick, but
I mean,
it happens sometimes.
totally. Well, I don't know if Matt probably didn't tell you though, but like, you know, obviously, like we had our 20th reunion for high school. It's going on fucking 3 years, Matt, if you can believe that.
I'm not thinking about it.
Well, I was thinking about it and I was like, holy shit, because we started planning for it a year in advance.
Right. Yeah,
So,
I remember.
Yeah. I was on the
committee.
committee.
I was a part of planning. She did it. She did a lot of work.
Yeah, I was on the planning committee, and which I was very surprised that, because the group of people who I worked with, you know, it was just such a diverse group of people.
Honestly, yes, because it was like different people from different groups from high school that were working on that.
Yeah. And it
was
pretty
crazy.
It was pretty cool because everybody was super cool, you know, and like some people were just like, I feel bad. I was kind of a dick in high school. I mean, I heard that several times from
I don't think any of those people, without naming names, I remember you and two other people, but like, I don't think any of the people that were on that committee were like dicks in high school.
I think a few of them probably did come off like that. Probably based on the people that they were hanging out with, that they felt like that, because like the people who they hung out with were kind of assholes too. So it was like, it was interesting to hear that, and how people and of course not everybody was like that, right? I'm not talking about the committee at this point, but like not everybody was like, you know, regretful or feeling some, you know, feeling bad to a degree for how they were to people in high school. Some of those people are still the same fucking assholes now that they were.
I will give you an experience I had off the pod.
Oh, okay.
At the reunion. But I'll just jump in. I'm like, my high school experience a little bit, like, here's the thing. Like, my parents divorced when I was 8,
right.
or well, separated when I was 8. And I moved a lot, right? So a lot of the people that did not go to mine and your junior high, I still knew, because I went to elementary school with them.
Oh, okay.
And then I also played baseball during the summer on a different league. So I met other people who went to different junior highs and elementaries and stuff. So when I came to high school, I kind of knew almost everybody already.
I remember that though about you too, and because I didn't really know a whole lot about like your background before you came to Prairie Grove. So I do remember that about you though, and I was like, how the fuck does he know that person? Like, he went to Prairie Grove, but yeah.
So I kind of had like a finger in like every group there.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, there were certain people I just hung out with, but then I was kind of like everywhere. Like in the morning when everyone kind of hang by the lockers, there was a group that I was with, and then like at lunch a different group. You know, it's kind of all over the place. It was weird, but that helped out a lot, like playing baseball and stuff, because when I did move, I went to different schools.
Yeah,
I already had people there I knew. So my transition among schools was fairly easy.
I think that's really cool though too, that you had a hand in different groups though as well, because like I definitely did as well. Like there were certain people that I primarily hung out with, but I knew so many people. Yeah. And I was friends with so many people. Like I knew Erica. I'm not going to say her last name on here, but I know who you're talking about. Before I figured you knew who I was talking about. I knew her even before high school, because she was really good friends with a girl, Shelly, right, who went to our junior high.
Yeah. So that's a good point, because Erica, sorry, Nando, Erica, I went to grade school with from kindergarten.
Yeah.
So me and her were, and she also actually lived like around the corner from my dad. She knows my dad. Yeah. Like she knows him, and she knows,
That's interesting.
We actually have an interesting conversation about that.
That's really interesting. Yeah, I love that girl since I met her really almost 30 years ago at this point, because I met her when I was like 13, I think. So I've known her. Wait, what does that say?
It's my yearbook.
I'm trying to get attention. Hold on.
I have my yearbook right here.
Oh, you're shy. Okay, so he's a little bit younger than us. So just wait. have that 20th, man, because honestly, my sister did not go to hers, and I was just like, why are you not going to yours? Because I feel like even if you didn't like a lot of people who you went to school with, like Mike, you know who I'm probably going to be talking about, Matt, probably who nobody expected to show up.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he came and I was always fond of him. Like, he was always a nice person to me, and I was always very nice and polite to him too, because people were such dicks to him. Even I was a dick to him.
And you know what? I tell you what, I had a good heart-to-heart with that guy back in junior high, because there was one particular guy that used to give that guy a lot of shit.
Oh my God, yes.
And I don't know if you remember, and I brought this up to him at the reunion. I said, do you remember this guy was giving you a whole bunch of shit, and you laid him out one day? Just kind of just put him to the ground.
Oh God.
And that was the last of that dude. And like, he ended up going to a different high school.
Is it?
That was such an asshole.
Wait, because of that, you went to a different high school?
I don't know if that's the reason or if it's because of boundaries. Because where we went to junior high was kind of a weird area where some people went to Central and some people went to a different city to Cary to go to high school.
Eric?
Ryan. First name was Ryan.
Ryan. Okay. That was my second choice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you'll
have Eric ended up going to a different school too. Both of them. Yeah. They were both dicks.
Yeah, they were totally both dicks.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, because Mike was always a nice kid and people were so shitty to him. I remember, I think it was like either our 7th grade or 8th grade dance. I asked him to dance and he just kind of like looked at me a little bit odd. And
the
other girls started asking him to dance. And I was like, I'm not doing it for a pity party. We're all at a fucking dance together. We've all been going to school since we were little kids together. We should be able to get along like young adults together, you know? Yeah. So it was cool because I sat with him and I talked to him for a while. He's a good dude. He really is a good dude. So yeah, Nando, when your 20th comes up, I go to it, man. Cause like, I think it was a good experience. Like, there's another girlfriend of mine who was just like, I'm not sure if I want to go because I still have some really strong feelings about what happened to me in high school. And I'm like, honey, I get it. I had some really terrible experiences in high school, but at the same time, like, I don't want to tell somebody to move on because I don't want to take that away from them. You know what I mean? But like, there's a certain point where you have to move on from that because go hang out with your friends, have a good time. You don't have to talk to those people. You don't. I mean, and it's not like, people kind of broke off in their cliques like they had before, and they probably still have some of those same cliques now.
Yeah, they do.
They do, but like, I had a really good time.
Our reunion was pretty awesome. And I think the planning committee was a big part of that.
Thank you. I genuinely thank you for that because I pushed hard for us to have it at the Fire Bar too because they wanted to have it at a couple of other places. Then they wanted to have it where the class before us had it. And I was like, you guys, I got a good deal.
They did an awesome job.
Thank you. I mean, the Fire Bar, the owner was awesome. I talked to him that night. Like, they really hooked us up there. They really, really hooked us up there. And they had a really nice area set up for us. So it's like, that was definitely the best place to go, in my opinion, for that event.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, I reconnected obviously with Dana.
Right.
I think me and Dana were probably going to reconnect anyways.
Yeah, for sure. But it was definitely a good.
We talked like on Facebook a bunch of times and whatever. But there's still other people that I've reconnected with, but not like hung out with, but like, we still like we're good.
Yeah.
But there's a couple people there that I really just had a good time seeing again. Obviously, Dana's one of them.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, a few of us went out after the reunion and like did some stuff in the area, and so that was awesome.
I wanted to go with you guys, but I had to leave when I left because there was one of our classmates who was extremely intoxicated. There were 2 of them that were extremely intoxicated, and like one of them tried to invite themselves to my house, and like the other one just would not like leave me alone. And I'm like, I gotta go. Like, I can't.
Oh, I know the one. I know which one you're talking about.
You know exactly who I'm talking about. The one, and the other one. It was just like I was actually concerned for their well-being that night. That's like how concerned I got because
that guy was making his rounds, but
oh no, not him.
Not him. Okay.
He was one of the people, but the other person was a female, and she.
Oh, I know which one that is too.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure I know which one that is too.
I think you probably do. And she was extremely intoxicated, and it concerned me for her safety. Like, definitely concerned me for her safety. But at the same time, I was like, I gotta go, man. Like, I couldn't do it. And I wanted to go with you guys so bad. Because I remember several of our classmates were like, you're going to be there, right? And I really thought that we were going to be there. But my girlfriend who came with me as my date, because I was separated at the time and shit. I was just like, we're not going. We got in the car and she's like, do you want to go? And I'm like, I want to, but I don't want to see so-and-so and so-and-so. Like, I can't.
You know what? There was a bunch of people that said they were going to come, but didn't. So it was like,
really?
I think it was like 5 of us.
Oh, no kidding.
Like, we were kind of at one place and like no one was showing up. And we're like, all right, well, fuck them. Let's go somewhere else. So, yeah.
I don't blame you. Honestly, I would have left though too. Yeah. It was good.
Anywho, you left Nando out too long.
Yeah, I know, Nando. I'm sorry.
No, it's, you know what? I was thinking I'm definitely gonna go to my 20 years. I think it's 2 years out.
Yeah, 2 years from now, right?
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna go to it.
Totally, man, go.
It's worth it. And honestly, like, even consider potentially being on the committee. I'll tell you, it was a really cool experience.
No.
That says no, but I tell you, it was a really cool experience. And it's also another way to, like, to get involved. I don't know. It didn't take up a ton of time. Like, we had.
I'm surprised it didn't, because like I remember, like, when you guys were planning, I'm just like, man, I know Dana's like a busy person. Like, I don't know how she's like doing this and work.
I was. So like a lot of the busy work was really just trying to gather, like, obviously adminning the Facebook page, the group page, right?
Yeah.
And like appealing to everybody to get email addresses. That was like the biggest undertaking. So I had a spreadsheet. I think maybe Sonali might have even created the spreadsheet, but Allison maybe. But the spreadsheet had several tabs in it, and so like some of the tabs were for some of the venues that we researched. There was like one particular tab for email addresses where we had all of the people in our class, and then like you would go through and put down people's email address when you had it. So, we had several appeals on the page, like, because obviously not everybody showed up, but we did have a really big turnout on the same, on the flip side of that. So, that was, I created this like templated email. It was the marketing person in me. So like I created this templated email, where I would plug in people's names and just send it out. Like if we hadn't gotten an RSVP from them, but we had their email address, I'd be sending them emails, or I would send it to all of the people in the class. Like if we had announcements, right? Like I would do that kind of thing too. So it sounds like there's a lot of busy work, but when you spread it out over a year, you know what I mean? Like, it's not as daunting as like trying to cram that shit in. Like, I think the class after us, there wasn't as well executed from what I understood. And some people from their class even had like an anti-reunion get together, like in my old neighborhood, which was so silly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of happened for our 10.
I'm sorry?
That's kind of what happened for our 10. There was a lot of people who were like, oh, fuck that, because they wanted like $100 a person or something.
Oh, see, I didn't go to the 10. You got to give me the dish on that, because I didn't
go. I didn't go, because like, I'm like, that's insane.
Oh, was it really that much?
It was just going to be in the upstairs of Duke's, and they wanted $100 a person. I would have had to pay like $200 to get me and my wife in.
Fuck that.
And I was kind of like, oh, okay. And the people that I saw here's the thing, the people that I saw that were going, I'm like, well, I don't
really care for them.
Me, Trisha, Erica, Sherry, somebody else. There was a couple other people that were there, did our own thing one night.
Didn't some people, because I thought, weren't they trying to have it at the Holiday Inn in Crystal Lake?
That was floated around, yeah.
That
ended up being the upstairs of Duke's.
Jesus, yeah, I'm glad I didn't go then. I'm glad I didn't go to that one then, because I heard it was not very well organized, and that was the other thing I heard is that it was extremely expensive.
Yeah.
And I was broke as shit, so and living in the city, so I was like, that's going to be a pain in the dick for me,
right?
To come out for that. So interesting. Oh, this is such a good walk down memory lane tonight.
Glad we could take you with, Nando.
Yeah. I was looking through my yearbook and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
See, it's cool because like it makes you start to think about that stuff.
Yeah.
You're almost there, my friend. So it's not a terrible time to start thinking about it.
2 more years. Good Lord.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I understand. Believe me.
So I have a quick update.
What's that?
Again, my dogs are going nuts right now.
I didn't hear them that time.
Yeah,
okay, you can hear them now. Great, thanks. Glad that's happening. So my wife just sent me a text that someone is taking away the shed. That's why the dogs are going crazy. So yay! Sorry for the dogs, but yeah.
Yay! Well, good. One less thing that you have to worry about.
Yeah, I know everybody was worried. Everyone was like on their feet, like, what's going to happen with the shed?
My eyebrows were sweating. That's how much I was worrying about it. So I think we should probably stop bringing everybody down memory lane for high school, huh?
Sure, I guess so.
Probably call it a wrap for this week, I guess.
All right, but all right, so next week, because I've been wanting to talk about this for 2 weeks.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you've seen the show Ozark, Dana.
Oh my God, of course I have.
Okay, Nando, have you seen Ozark?
I don't even know what that is.
All right, fuck Nando.
I have
just finished season 3 of Ozark.
Sorry?
I just finished season 3 of Ozark.
See, I have not finished it yet, and I would like to watch it this week if I can finish it this week.
Okay.
Because Christ on a cracker, Mike has not watched the previous season, so I might have to watch without him and finish watching. I watched some of it at my parents' house with them because they love the show. Well, you know, my mom loved it. My dad likes the show too.
All right. Well, you watched. I give you permission to watch it without him. Because like the last 2 weeks, I'm like I was almost finished with it like 2 episodes ago, and I finished it before we did this episode. I'm like, I really want to talk to Dana about Ozark. So
wait, but where do you watch it on? Like, or what do you watch?
My television, Nando.
In my home.
Thank you, Dana.
You're welcome. In my home on the couch.
It's on Netflix. No.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. It's an amazing show.
It is.
And that's all I'm going to say right now.
It's Jason Bateman and Laura Linney and the little blonde girl who's in there. She was in the Waco miniseries that they had on Netflix too. Like, incredible cat. And she was also in The Americans. The little blonde Justin Timberlake haired girl.
Yeah.
Like late 90s Justin Timberlake hair. You know, the ramen noodle hair.
I was going to say like ramen noodle head.
Yeah. The ramen noodle hair.
I have Apple TV now too, so.
Oh, yes.
Well, there you go. You can watch the morning show.
I was just going to say that. You need to watch the morning show. Like stat.
Central Park. I don't know if there's anything else good on there.
Central Park, we've kind of stopped watching for now.
Yeah, I haven't gotten back to it. So
yeah, Defending Jacob though. Did you watch that?
I haven't watched it. It's on my list, but I'm going to watch some other things first. There's a bunch of stuff I'm watching right now because I just watched the first season of Hollywood that's on Netflix.
Okay, see, I couldn't get into it. I tried to watch it. I couldn't get into
really?
it. Yeah.
There's more nudity, Dana. Go watch it.
I'll try to give it a whirl again because I love the creators of it because they did like, you know, Glee and then they did American Horror Story and all that. Yeah. Well, at least Ryan Murphy did. So maybe I'll try to give that a whirl again.
And then and I want everybody to watch what is it called? Oh shoot. Somebody Feed Phil.
I love that damn show.
Oh my God, I love that show. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it next week.
We'll have to talk about that. Also, at some point, we are definitely talking about Schitt's Creek. And please tell me that you both watched or have watched.
I've seen episodes. I have to watch more.
Nando.
I know what it is.
Not the creek you shit in.
Watch it. It's super, super consumable. They have the first 5 seasons on Netflix. Like the last season should be coming there this fall. watch it because eventually I want to talk to you guys about it because it is a brilliant fucking show. And Dan and Eugene Levy are incredible. And of like the whole cast, it's good. So fuck you both. Watch it. Just fucking watch all the seasons.
Hold on, I'm just gonna do this real quick because I know she's out there. Jacqueline, make Nando watch Schitt's Creek.
Jacqueline, we have to watch Schitt's Creek.
Yes, it's homework.
There's your homework, Nando.
She's playing Animal Crossing.
It's all good.
When is she not playing Animal Crossing? Come
She's
on.
always playing Animal Crossing. I'm like, aren't you supposed to be at work? No.
This is what I do now. This is my work.
That's her job.
All right. So should we have Nando do the sign off today too? I think it's only fair.
Oh, no.
Yeah, man. Have at it.
There's a lot of things that I have to remember.
I know it's hard. It's really hard.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, first and foremost, thank you guys for letting me come back. And then
you have no choice now. So
you're just here now. That's it. You're just here now.
I'm screwed.
This is what you do now.
Thanks to everyone for joining us on Journey to the Middle. I know we're on iTunes, PocketCasts, things that Matt's going to mention because I forget everything. Spotify. I know we have a sponsor, Luna Isol Boutique. Thanks to them.
Yay!
And Matt and Dana, help me out.
What was the email, Nando?
Oh, the email. I don't even remember the email.
Here's where the
name of the show is Journey to the Middle.
At something.
At gmail.com.
There we go.
It's not like I made it something hard.
Journey to the Middle at someemail.com. Just kidding. It's actually Journey to the Middle at gmail.com.
Gmail.com.
I need someone to have like those little cards so that I could just read off of it. Like
that would probably help us all for this end. We remember everything.
All right.
Rate, review, subscribe.
Yes.
Tell your friends.
All right. That is it, children.
and share your high school stories with us.
Yeah, actually, I would love to hear some good, juicy high school stories. Those are my favorite.
Absolutely. And if they're about Nando, even better.
Jesus.
I don't think anybody that I went to high school listens to us, so we're okay. No, wait, there's one that does.
All right, the one person from Nando's high school.
Like, wait, damn it.
We need the dirt.
I'm gonna text him right now. Let's be like, don't listen to
this.
Don't listen to this, please.
Email us. I'll even give you my phone number. You can text me.
I think Dana's got all my dirt. So
right. I mean, you know, what can I say?
It just depends on if she remembers.
I mean, I could dig back and remember shit.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if you remember sophomore year.
Oh God, no! Why put me on the spot like that? Anyway, all right.
We don't need to have it on the pod. It's fine.
No, concur.
All right, we got to sign off, people. Rate, review, subscribe. Check us out. Email us. You know, dirt about Nando. I'll put dirt about Dana too. That'd be awesome. And then maybe next episode, I'll just throw all that dirt out there.
That'd be great.
Nice.
All right. So, Dana, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye to the people.
Nando, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people.
Love y'all. Peace.